Hey guys, so on page 161 today for math boxes, I want you to look at number one. Um, it seems like it's going to be confusing, but if we really kind of picture this in our head as a story, I think it might make more sense. So it says Roger wants to build a square, that's going to be important, square display case out of teak wood. The outside frame is made of boards that are 28 inches long, okay, and the two shelves are each 27 inches long. The store has 175 inches of teak wood available, and they want to know, does the store have enough? So we need to know a square has 4 equal sides. So we know that if one side's 28 inches, we need 28 inches 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times 28 will give us how much we need on the outside. Then we have these two shelves on the inside that are 27 inches. So we need to multiply 27 by 2 to figure out how much wood you need here. Once you have enough, or once you have those two problems solved, you add your answers together to see if the store actually has enough, which is 175 inches. Okay, so this right here is just yes or no. And then, whoops, sorry, down here, number model with unknown, you're just going to write what you did to solve that problem. Okay, it's a multi-step problem. All right, so math boxes, you want to go ahead and you're going to do 1 and 2, 3 and 4, little conversion here on number 4. If you get done and there's time left before Miss Borlick goes over your answers, do try number 5. Okay, if you've not done math boxes yet, go ahead, pause the video now and get started on that. If you are done with this, go ahead, get your math notebook out. We are going to talk about adding mixed fractions today. Okay, all right, so in your notebook, I want you to write this down here. 2 and 1/4, so mixed fraction, equals blank fourths. Okay, so what we're going to do here is take this mixed number fraction here, and we're going to put it back in its original form, which was a improper fraction. Remember, improper fractions when the top number, the numerator, is bigger than your denominator. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, one way you can do that is draw a picture. Okay, so if we look at this picture, I have two wholes because that's what this number means, and they're divided into fourths because that's what my denominator tells me I'm working with. So I have two wholes plus this 1/4 that's the part of the fraction. Okay, I don't have a complete 3, but I do have part of one more, 2 and 1/4. Now, if I would name these fractions, right, name them all by 1/4, right, I would have 4 on this one because I'm just adding them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more, which would make me 8. And this last one would be 9/4, right? All I did there was name each piece and then counted them up. So 2 and 1/4 is going to be the same thing as 9/4. Okay? That's how I solve that. Another way would be with number lines. I need two whole number lines because this whole number here means that I have two complete number lines, right? So there they are, all filled in. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, or a whole, and then another one. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, or another whole. But I still need 1/4 of another number line. And so there's my third number line with my 1/4. If I go back and count those jumps, should have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. And we're going to actually talk about adding them and seeing how that's different, if anything, from adding just regular fractions without the whole numbers. So let's look at this story. The cafeteria had 2 3/5 tubs of grape jelly and 1/5 tubs of strawberry jelly set aside for breakfast. So how many tubs of jelly were there in all? Okay, so one way when we're first starting out is we could draw pictures. because that's helpful. Okay, so I know I have 2 3/5. That's my grape jelly, 2 wholes and 3/5 of another. And I have 1 whole and 1/5 of strawberry. Okay, so I'm going to combine these pieces because that's how I'm going to show my sum, right? I'm just going to add them together. So when we do that, we have 1, 2, 3 wholes, right? And 1, 2, 3, 4 fifths, which shows that over here in green. Okay? So now I have 3 4/5. Okay, or we could just write a number model. 2 3/5 plus 1 1/5 is going to equal 3 because I always add my whole numbers first. 2 plus 1 is 3. And then it's just like adding normal fractions with common denominators. 3 plus 1 would be 4/5. This way is the way that we're trying to get to. I personally think it's the most efficient and easiest way, but this is our goal. We're trying to get here. But if you need to draw pictures at first, that's certainly okay. And number lines help you too. All right, in your notebook, let's try this one. This one's going to be a little different looking. It says, Elise works at the deli counter at the Kroger. She sliced 1 3/8 pounds of ham and then stopped to help a customer. And when she was done, she sliced another 2 7/8 pounds. How many pounds of ham did she slice in all? Okay, so go ahead, write that down in your notebook. You can pause the video and try to solve that. Let's see what we come up with. Okay, so hopefully it was something like this. First, she started with 1 3/8. Then she did another 2 7/8. When we add that together, we add our whole numbers first. 1 plus 2 is 3. And then we add the numerators. 3 plus 7 is 10. Now what's different about this fraction, hopefully you noticed, is it's an improper fraction within a mixed number, okay? So we have 3 10/8. 10 is bigger than the 8 on the bottom. For right now, in 4th grade, this is acceptable. You could leave your answer like this. What we're trying to get to and what you're going to be expected to do in middle school, I'm going to go ahead and show you so that we can start practicing on it. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I know that if I had an 8 over an 8, that would make a whole, right? Because when the numerator and the denominator are the same, that means a whole. So I'm going to cross off my 10, and I'm going to break it down or decompose it into 2 plus 8, because that still equals 10. 2 plus 8 still is going to equal 10. Now, I have this 8 over 8, which we know cancels each other out as one whole. So I'm going to cross that out. And now I have to add that whole to my whole number 3. So 8 eighths, or one whole, is now added to the whole place, which makes 4 wholes. And then I have 2 left over, so I have 2 eighths. Okay? That's how you would convert it into a proper mixed number. I know that's tricky and it's hard, and we're going to do a lot more of it this year. So if that's really confusing, don't worry about it. That original 10/8 answer would be acceptable. Okay, but this is where we are going. So those of you that want to try it, go ahead and give it a try. All right, guys. On page 162, you are going to be working with more story problems where you are adding mixed fractions. Okay, so you have 2 1/4, then another 1 2/4 inch line segment. How long is the line segment now? Okay, so first remember, what are we trying to figure out? Well, you're trying to figure out the length of a line segment. So the whole would be line segment. You're going to write your addition number model with your unknown. Remember, an unknown is just a variable, which is a letter. Okay, so like maybe it's L or S for line or segment. I would probably go with S because L kind of looks like the number 1. Okay, but it's just an unknown. And then you're going to show one way to solve this mixed number addition problem. That could be one of the three ways we've talked about. You can draw a picture of the fractions, adding those together. You could show a number line, or you could just show a number model, whichever one makes most sense to you. Okay. Again, number 2, this time it says the 3 softball players brought water for the team practice, and you get 3 numbers: 2 1/3, 1 2/3, and 2 2/3. How much water did the softball team have for the practice? Okay, well, our whole is water. This only difference is now you're adding 3 of them. Okay, but you're still going to follow the same process. You're going to add the whole numbers first, and then the numerators. 3 stays the same as the denominators all the way across. And if you want to try that taking the improper fraction and making it into a proper mixed fraction, you can go for it, like we did on that last one together. Again, it has to be a different way. So whichever way you did before, you need to find one of the other 2 ways to show that answer. All right, and then to finish up, just a little more practice without number stories. You're just going to add your whole numbers first, then your numerators. Okay, again, you can leave the fractions improper, but if you'd like to try it the middle school way, go ahead and give it a try. Okay, that's all I have for you guys. Good luck.